300 to 400 is 40. 400 to 500 is 80. Ooh, that's quite a jump. From 500 to 600, it goes from 80 to 160, doubling. And then doubling again to 320 when you're 600 to 700. And doubling again to 640 when you're from 700 to 800. And then doubling again to 1280 if your radiation is between 800 and 900. Of course, at 1,000 radiation, you just straight up die. And then doubling again if your radiation is greater than 900, because, you know, at 1,000, you're just dead. You're just straight up dead. Let's see this. Oh, now this is interesting, because not only does it double your radiation resistance to 2,560 after 900 rads, but you get immunity to radiation, so you can't get any more rads. Interesting. And then there's the Inquisitor's Cowl that has Fortify Intelligence. Again, radiation related. Look at that. I mean, it makes sense. We're dealing with the children of the atom. But still, look at that. So if your radiation is less than 100, you gain 1 intelligence. 2 at if you're less than 200. 3 if you're less than 300. 4 if you're greater than 300. That's it. Very interesting, Bethesda. Now, can I find where it's used? Presumably it's going to be on a piece of armor, or it could be an actual just spell effect that's thrown onto you. Let's see. There's the Inquisitor's Cowl. And yep, Inquisitor's Cowl enchantment, Adam's Bulwark enchantment. So very interesting. Those two unique pieces of items have some very unique effects, and they give me some interesting ideas for a mod I've been planning to do, which makes all unique items truly unique, and not just have standard legendary effects. Anyway. What else? There is a lot of radiation-related effects in here. Take a look at this. Rads increase strength. So it fortifies your strength with a magnitude of 0, so no strength. That has to be an error on their end. If your rads are less than 133. If your rads are greater than 133, you get 1 strength. 267, you get 2 strength? No, because it's still saying a fortify strength of 1. I don't know if fortify strength just stacks like that, but presumably the way I'm reading this, assuming it's not bugged, with this effect, which is called the constant effect. I'm not sure what armor or item it has, but basically, as you increase in radiation, you get stronger. Let's see. You have an Iron Sight slow time effect. Interesting. Explosion, faction, flora. Nothing too much to say about the flora. We've got some god rays, we got some furniture. Eh. Trying to see if there's anything interesting in here that we haven't seen yet. New hair parts, head parts for unique characters. I'm not really seeing anything really fascinating in here. Leveled NPC? Well, The leveled items we looked at previously, leveled NPC. Mirelurk Hunter, Gulpers, Wolves, Yaoguai in here. Radstags. Some various messages. Magic effects. Damage radiation. Food. They changed an animated light. That's interesting. Tons of new miscellaneous items. Including a coffee cup. Crate of valuables, condensed fog. Just all kinds of stuff. Remains of pepper too. Remains of Mr. Purge. Material swap, music tracks. Non-player characters. So these are all the various named NPCs and whatnot. Deathclaw. They've imported the Deathclaw template for testing. Yes, see? This is... they're programmers just like I am, so they'll import something from the base game to use as the baseline to test, to build other things on. So they literally just imported Diamond City Security Upper. There are no changes whatsoever to it. They just imported it so they had a template to build everything else from. Did the same thing with the Deathclaw you can see here. They import it, no changes whatsoever. You could theoretically delete those and it would have no effect whatsoever because it's the exact same records. Brother Ogden, for example. Apparently Brother Ogden existed in... I think he's in the Glowing Sea Crater of Adam. And he gets a new faction, basically. One of his packages is removed. That's for the stuff he does, basically. His actions. Okay. Bunch of new holotapes. Several new outfits. Ability changes. So this is where we have changes to like perks. Well, perks can be done in two ways. They can be changed directly on the perk entry, or they can be changed through their associated ability spell. So of course, several perks were given extra ranks here, so they've been modified here. Anything of note? There's a Destroyer of Arcadia ability. There's a Protector of Arcadia. Far Harbor Survivalist. Oh, that's interesting. I presume that's just when you complete the DLC, you get this sort of as your reward. But what it does is it fortifies your damage, energy, poison, and radiation resistance by 5 points. There's an invisibility effect. Presumably it's different than the one for... Yeah, it's just a legendary armor. Visibility, it's a variant on that. Slow time briefly. Anything else? Did I pass a race record? I did. Alright. What do we got here? Actor tag. So there's a new variant on humans. I'm not sure what the point is. Maybe just to have a template for other races. There's a variant on power armor here. And Dima. the character Dima, just like Nick Valentine, has his own unique race. If you actually look in the Fallout 4 race files, there's the Gen 2 synth, the Gen 1 synth, and Nick Valentine. Nick Valentine is technically his own race. And thus, Dima is also his own race. There's, of course, the rabbit race, the chicken race, wolf, hermit crab, gulpers, fog crawlers, anglers. There's a fender turret again, the bubble turret. Indexer, stingwings, robo-brains are back. Of course, there's all... Ooh, this might cause some problems. There's a mod out that was recently released that allows you to romance Nick Valentine. It only affects Nick Valentine's dialogue, but as we can see here, his dialogue's been changed. Oh, it's just got there's a null reference there. Ah. So, this links his Eddie Winter stuff to Dima as well. Yeah, see here. There's script notes is here. Winter was it. The only reminder left of the original Nick Valentine. Chalking up just a little towards the end, script notes. Let's see what else. Remember waking up one day in a garbage heap. Alternate player relationship lines if you know about his path with Dima. So lots of stuff in here. In Quest. But I think we've pretty much looked at everything there is to look at in the new DLC. So I'll see you guys in the future.